Hi guys. So this is Angel Arts, and this vlog number 25 I will post before the epilogue, so we can at least talk about the stuff between the finale and the epilogue. We literally just finished the last session. It's been only about 5 minutes or so, so everybody's still under the effects of the brutalness of it.
Brought to you by Payne's Practical Posthumous.
Hmm.
Oh, Pain works this time.
Yeah.
So, who would like to speak? I mean, I can say that as a GM, this was definitely the biggest surprise uh, that I've had in a long time in terms of things that I had just did not plan whatsoever.
Sure.
In terms of players giving me a complete curveball, I did not see. Yeah, I did not intend to kill any of the players. I thought the worst that would happen would be one or two players or NPCs would have ended up sucked back into the fade through the rift, which almost happened. So I thought you guys were in the clear when Connor was saved by the chance of the dice that he happened to be number 6 and he was invisible. But then, yeah. So you guys definitely shocked me, and um, I'm still speechless. I'm still like,
Yeah, I'm trying. It was a big shock to my system and to Theo's as well, and I'm
yeah.
still processing it.
Yes.
Should we start with Rachel? I think we should start with Rachel. Like,
Okay.
can you walk us through? Can you walk us through? What was going through your mind as the session progressed? Because I
Ooh.
know there was a lot of heated things in the beginning,
Well, yeah.
right?
But the the points that everyone made were, 100% valid.
Correct.
And I'm glad that she at least was able to see that and come to terms with, fine, we'll save the world this way. And I really think that Violetta at least gave her pause enough to see which route she wanted to take. Yeah, she was. There was going to be a very long talk between her and Andrea, but I don't think that'll be happening now.
Hey man, I'm a spirit mage. It could.
Yeah, that's true. Arguing throughout eternity. Yeah. Um. So yeah, once she had resigned herself to playing the cards that she was given, she was fully prepped to, honor that, to save as many people as she could, and then, spend the rest of her time, helping as she can, just continuing to follow her creed.
So as so
Oh
you're
yeah,
saying
please.
so you're saying that her intention going in was to still go with the group's plan to go all in. That was you were intended to do that.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So you were not going to back out on that.
Nope,
Okay.
not at all. Like I said, the last words she said before being possessed were basically, "Fine, I'll help you save the world, and then we're done." Yeah, she was gonna help out, you know, go with the group, and then you guys probably would have never seen her again, just because, again, back when it was Bunny age, she was going to, just continue her work, and mm.
The unfortunate thing is it happened too late.
Yes.
So she started to, because the conversation you had with your group took a while, and
Yeah.
Mafaroth had plenty of time to take
Yeah.
advantage of your vulnerable, because you were vulnerable.
Yes, absolutely.
And
And she was absolute. The longer they talked, the angrier she got
exactly.
until Theo
Yeah.
and the others are like, okay, that's just. But
Just so just be glad that Halaser wasn't made queen, because then it would have gone to Sevion.
Oh shoot, no.
oh, he's still in the world, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still second place next to Maximilian
So don't worry.
without his bodyguard right now.
Yes, vulnerable.
But anyway, we'll deal with that in the epilogue.
Oh yes,
So,
I'm sure.
Kill Maximilian in the epilogue.
Oh, David would go mental.
Yeah, sorry, David.
sorry, David.
You kind of died.
Eh.
Who asked for feels in this campaign? I judge you.
We did when we signed up.
I didn't. I wrote Theo's feels. I wasn't supposed to get any extra feels.
Did you write that as well? I don't.
No,
want
I
any
didn't.
extra
That was one
feels.
of the few feels I didn't write. I didn't write.
No, I mean like I don't want any extra feels. Just
Oh.
Just the ones I wrote. Just the feels I wrote.
because if you didn't do that, then you
Okay.
technically.
You signed up
Let me
for the...
let me just message a warning to the Pokemon folks then. Okay, if you get feels.
Even if you write it in.
Yeah.
You signed up for the wrong campaign. I'm the wrong DM for you.
Well, it's good we figured that out after the campaign.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, hug. Like I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. You guys, you asked me a question. Have the players ever, completely thrown you for a loop? Like completely did something unexpected? And I would have to say that is probably the most unexpected thing going into this finale.
So it wasn't
I did
planned?
not.
Alright.
No, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, Cedric's not happy with this then.
Not what I was planning at all. It's just,
But I'm guessing you just saw how enraged she was getting, and because the
And
fade
and
was.
we were in the
there's the
fade
fade, and there was a very powerful spirit nearby,
Mhm.
and that spirit being Mafaroth, who had already partially possessed her before.
Yeah, and
so
unfortunately,
naturally,
yeah, when somebody's already been possessed, it's easier
Yes.
to do it again.
all those things, like everything in my head was like, well, this is what has to happen now. I mean, there's no way out of
Yeah.
it. Like it's got to happen. Like even though I don't want it to, but yeah. So nobody tell me ever that I don't kill my players. Nobody ever say that. I think I've killed players twice this season.
Twice this season, yeah. Thanks.
Technically, didn't I kill Kenna for 1 second
Well, yeah,
or
technically,
something?
you
So
did, technically.
that still counts in your
So you're even. So you're even now.
And I almost killed Halaser, that session when we were in the hole.
the one
and
where
he,
she wanted you
had
to.
me- Yeah, where he was like, if anyone's gonna kill you, it's gonna be me. I just didn't realize it was foreshadowing.
We saved the day.
Yeah.
I think Cedric would have been on Hallie's side for that one. He would have.
Yeah.
He would have gone for the killing. Like if you replace those two, Cedric would have probably done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because he was just really pissed at Mafarath.
In the end, it wasn't that she was pissed at him.
Could have been
Yeah,
Cedric.
I'm just saying that would be Cedric's reason.
Yeah,
Could have
totally.
been- it could have been Cedric who would have turned into
Yeah,
abomination.
roles
Yeah.
reversed. Cedric could have been
He
killed.
could have been an abomination, and that would have been horrible, of course, for Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh.
Hugh would that would destroy Hugh.
Ah.
I think Hugh would. I don't think Hugh would have been able to recover from that. I don't think he would have been able to.
So it's kind of funny that he turned into an Archon form and flew away with the orbs just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it was Cedric, I would have had to put him down, and that would have been so hard.
That would have been so
I
hard.
don't envy you at all, Hannah. At all. I didn't need to do that.
But as Theo said in a previous episode, if anyone was ever going to kill Halaser, it had to be him.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And she would not have wanted it any other way.
That didn't make it easy.
No, of course not.
If it was Cedric, then it would have been Andrea to take him out, correct?
Yep.
And if it was Andrea, it would have been Cedric, right? If it was Kenna, who would have done it? If it
I
was
would.
Kenna,
I mean, if no one stepped up, I would have.
you would have.
Sure.
And
That's
then
if
if
no
it
one
was,
stepped up.
and then if it was Theoben, I'm assuming it would have been Halasair.
Oh, in a heartbeat. She would have owed him that so hard.
Connor wouldn't do it?
Connor would do it if it was Kenna.
Oh, okay.
If he had,
I
he
mean-
had to.
Yeah.
I think that would have that
That
would mess the boy up though.
Yeah.
I think I would do that for him.
You would offer to do it for him.
Yep. I would put Kenna down. I love you, Kenna. I would do that for Connor.
I don't know if he would be able to live with himself if he had to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think he would have. That would have been really difficult for him.
On a side
I
note,
can't believe that just happened.
Hee hee.
I'm actually quite pleased that like there was still a consequence for the one of the brother. I don't remember it. Eric. Eric is the mage,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I always get them mixed up. I think Ari's the mage. I mean, like me as a character, or me as Kevin is happy that he survived and was able to get brought back. But I'm
Wow.
also glad to see that it wasn't like, oh, the true resurrection thing. Like, hey, everything worked out and it's all sunshine and rainbows.
Nope.
Right.
I feel like it adds more to the realism, like what we were saying. Like, you can't just resurrect people without a price.
Nope.
And I feel like
Yeah.
that just kind of drove that point home
I-
even further.
Yeah. There were some really critical roles at the end, and I don't know how things would have panned out if Halasair had beaten Kenna on the initiative rolls,
Mm-hmm.
or if Kenna had failed the disarm and she successfully succeeded in beheading Mafroth,
Yep.
aka Eric, like that. I don't know. And if she did it, if she succeeded in beating Kenna, I would have honored the beheading. I would have honored it and see what would happen. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably Kenna would have got possessed because she would have been filled with such a rage
yeah,
and
Understandable.
sadness.
yeah, it could have gone to Kenna
It,
at that
it
point.
would have been Kenna.
It would have been Kenna at
I
that
think it would
point.
have been either or.
Yeah, guess who doesn't get possessed? Dwarves.
Hey, season 3, everybody play dwarves. No one will get possessed.
No one will get
That'll go
possessed.
really well.
Yep, so Theo could
Everybody
have
will
got.
be an all-dwarf campaign,
Yep.
like Lord of the Rings up in here.
I'd watch the shit out of that campaign. I love dwarves.
I would watch it so much.
Dwarves are awesome.
It gives a very bittersweet taste in your mouth because yes, you succeeded in saving the world, but now the Pentavive Guardians are broken. You're missing a member.
Yeah.
You're not going to be as with her gone. Yes, you have a replacement, but your strength overall across all 5 of you, all 4 of you now,
That's
your
true.
powers are now diminished.
Yes.
And you now have to take care of a land divided up by regions with diminished ability to help them.
Yes.
That's a
it
consequence.
is.
That's a consequence. The fire region will have the worst off of it because Violetta will probably want to help that region, and she probably will feel dutiful to help that region, but she will not nearly be as effective as Halasair would have because she wasn't an original Pentavive Guardian. So
Well-
that region is going to be, yeah.
If she gets to Vinter,
If she gets to Winter, it's okay.
or Parvalin.
Don't even know that.
I mean,
I
you
don't want
have to
your
go there, Viola.
Would the other guardians feel when the other mark has been activated, like when someone becomes the fire?
Yes,
No.
you'll feel it. You'll
Like,
know.
could we find that person, or would we just feel like the mark is activated? Like we wouldn't have a sense of direction.
I don't want to say right now.
Oh.
I
Okay.
don't want to say. Save that for season 3.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say.
Wait, all right, weird question.
Hmm
is it? Does it have to be born, or does someone just get it?
It's born.
Okay.
We all had
Someone's
this party,
born.
remember?
Because it's the soul, right? So the soul has to be reborn. You can't
Now
just.
we've got like 20 years or something.
10 years, a 10-year-old, like,
Yeah.
let's go, guys. And we're like, oh, geez, here we go.
You
had a
thought
kid
being a
college.
teen was rough before being fire.
In any Dragon Age future seasons, if your character is born with a random birthmark anywhere on them, just come find us.
Yeah. Who knows, guys? 3 of us are here, and well, 3 couples going on because Theo could end up with Razakel or Violetta, apparently.
Raza,
One of our babies.
Maybe it's good that Hallie's out of the picture now.
That's true. That's true. It could be one of our kids. Who knows?
Oh, jeez.
If we have kids, it could be one of our kids.
I don't see me and Razakel having kids.
What about Violetta? She's a hottie.
It could be a Theo Razaletta.
Oh.
Theo Razaletta.
Oh, dear.
I think both of them would be okay with that.
I don't know if the world's ready for that kind of heat.
Theo Razaletta.
Oh my god.
I
We'll talk about the epilogue part.
mean, if Theoben wants to, have something in common with King Kine, I mean, he's got to start.
That is what his idol did, yes. He did have many wives.
Now, we all know that the next fire guardian is going to be related to Owlet.
I don't know if it's a good idea for a tree to be the fire-powered one.
I think that's great. You get a natural, resistance, right?
Where should I put the bracer?
You look like ignited.
Haven't you heard of firewood?
It turns into an ashwood.
You're the worst.
No. I mean, sorry, guys. You set that one up.
I don't want to change the subject, but I wanted to go back a little bit in the session and say that listening to your conversations with what the choice was going to be as to which element to throw in was really interesting. It was fascinating. And I'm glad that all of you had very differing opinions. And I'd like that across all 5 of you, you at least considered all of the options. I like that none of you was like, oh, we're definitely not doing this. Like, definitely not. So at least somebody considered it. And I also thought it was really creative of you guys to try, at least attempt to contact the gods. And I hope you appreciated the fact that I showed respect towards each individual character's belief system with that. Because I think that's important.
I liked that you also you clearly weren't prepared for us to talk to the gods, but you rewarded that creativity by giving us extra information. I think that's really cool as a GM to do.
Yeah, because yourselves from before said you can call it the gods, you can refer to it as the maker, you can refer to it as the stone, whatever it is you want to refer to, whatever created creation, because they refer to them as they refer to creation itself. Not the creators, not the gods, not the maker, not the stone. They just said creation itself. And you can interpret that however you wish. And for those 5 of you, when you are in that limbo, it manifested for you in that way because that is what your individual characters, how you were connected spiritually or not spiritually in terms of Andrea, but at least, one thing she said, it doesn't matter if you think it's a god or spirit or whatever, it's a being that will help us. And that was enough for her to get what she needed, the information that she needed. That was enough.
I think, Cedric definitely, enjoyed that part, being back within the Maker's embrace. But it also, hurt him a lot as well, because it was just kind of like a constant reminder of something that he was torn away from.
Yep.
So when he came
Yep.
back from there, he was just like really like,
Yeah.
like snap back to reality.
Oop, there goes gravity.
Thank you.
As I say, I liked watching you during that conversation, Hark. Like,
Hmm.
because everything we were saying, all the points you're like,
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a good point.
nodding the whole time. Like,
Yeah, constantly. At one point, you were like ferociously riding, and you were circling. I saw at one point as well.
it's
Yep.
like,
Yep. I was surprised that you never asked the gods directly what they wanted you to do, because I was prepared to answer that if you were going to ask them that.
What were they going to say?
And I wasn't going to give you a cop-out answer like, oh, whatever it is you believe is right. I wasn't going to say that.
I think that's why it wasn't asked. I
Yeah.
think we all assumed we were going to get a
That's what I
cop-out answer. So,
I don't think I would have asked anyway.
what would the answer have been? I mean, we
The
made the
answer,
decision.
well, they would start by saying, you are the guardians now. They would said something along the lines of, the creators created this sculpture, the existence of Thetis. And once it was created, it is up to the beings of creation to decide how they're going to shape and take care of it. It is your responsibility, and you get to dictate. Now that I prepared this sculpture for you, you can have at it and form it however you want to form. So with that mentality, they will say, you are the guardians, it is your decision as to how you want to shape this balance. But if you want to know our personal feelings and opinions, we formed the world in the way that that we intended it to be, which means with the fade. So they would prefer that it was back to the way they intended it to be initially. But it's not up to them. But they can at least tell you what they prefer you to do.
So they would have wanted the world to be merged with the fade, essentially.
Yes, because they see the bigger picture. They see the long term, not the short term. So they would have said,
The gods and Hallie, yeah.
They don't understand time because time means nothing to them. So, like,
which is why they were smart enough to make that decision yours and not theirs. That's why they're making you have that decision, because you have to live with it. They don't.
That's true. I don't think I was ever going to ask. If someone else did, that's fine. But I wasn't. I was like, I don't really care what you want. You picked me. Just.
It's sort of like if your parents give you a car and they're like, this is your car. We'll pay for the insurance, but you have to pay for the repairs, you have to pay for the fuel, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is you want to do with the car. I can tell you what I prefer that you do or do not do with the car, but ultimately it's yours. So you do whatever you want. So that's sort of like the analogy I'm making. We can tell you what we prefer you to do, but it's your car. So
crazy. It's still so crazy.
So what? I tell you I'm not ready for a mother for Theoben, and every NPC hits on me? What?
You're the one reciprocating, sir.
Yeah, you did with Violetta. You flirted back.
Yeah, well, it's rude not to.
He pleads
That's
the
a right neighborly thing you have done there.
Theoben might also need another mirror in his living quarters too.
He has one in
on
his
the ceiling.
That's right.
Yeah,
He has
I
one in
do.
the shop.
I do have
And
one.
Violetta has one in her wagon. So yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh my.
and her wagon can go anywhere. So yeah. Well, well, interesting.
And she knows how to make keys to the mirrors, so she's all set.
That's true. She's set.
Yeah, like, where did that come from? I have to. It's just I didn't like. I
You
didn't
have
see
a
it coming.
kid that makes you a responsible adult, i.e.
Violetta Violetta, I always intended for Violetta to at least fall in love with somebody
Sure.
once she was cured, if she was cured. Because love is very important to her. That's why this curse was horrible. And I think that when the curse was lifted, she remembered, various things from each of the players. Obviously, she wasn't going to be falling in love with Cedric or Andrea anytime soon. Halasair, she might have, but I think she saw Halasair more as a friend, platonic. I don't think she saw her more than that.
That's
Kenna,
okay.
she definitely was interested in, but Violetta's not the kind of person who's going to, she's not going to get in the way of Connor. She's not going to be what is that called?
Homewrecker.
She's not going to be a homewrecker. So,
All right, I was the last one
Theoben,
left. Okay.
Theoben was a very logical choice for her to fall for.
I
very
think it's
logical.
really cute because he's the one who took away the curse that made it so she can't love.
Oh.
Yeah. And you were the one who hit her with the arrow.
Yeah, that's
So
true. On bended knee. Yes.
On bended
and
knee.
in doing so, you hit her with a figurative love arrow. Figurative.
He's
Razakale, to be perfectly honest, I think she just flirts with people because she knows it makes them uncomfortable. Not necessarily because she seriously is pursuing something, but she just likes to see you humans and dwarves like squirm. Because that's why she grins all the time. It's not a flirtatious grin. It's more like I'm making you uncomfortable right now, and I love it.
Yeah.
I always flirted back. I love Rosie. She's still my favorite NPC.
I'm still hoping for Razakine. Razakine. Kine needs another wife.
No. Well, it does cement the alliance.
Political marriage, yes.
Yep.
I can't believe it's over.
No.
I don't like
Well,
it.
we have the epilogue left, but
Yeah.
it's pretty much over after that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
Move you do.
Well, we don't have to stop talking just because the
I know,
characters
I
stop
know.
talking.
I talk to most of the people in this chat every day, but still, I
Pretty
mean,
much.
Well, now Hallie can DM the non-canon Dragon Age Season 2.
Yeah, she can. Here's what would have
I can't
happened.
do another DM.
Okay, all right.
We'll talk.
From a narrative standpoint, like I'm not happy, but I mean I'm satisfied with the ending. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like it was very shocking, but there were a lot of really great things that came out of that. Like I really loved how you decided who the bracer went to, for example. Like that was a very cool full circle thing.
Yes.
And yeah,
Cedric is that shit. He doesn't want that bracer to go to Violet. Sorry.
Oh, such.
too late.
Yeah.
Cedric.
Too late.
I think he was still just more pissed that Halasair went out like that at the group too, because he feels like
painful.
she definitely pushed them, or they pushed her to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just him.
Make a
I
person
don't feel that
question
way.
their values, and sometimes they yield, and sometimes they don't.
Yep.
So I have a confession. What Theo was going to reveal before everything that kind of blew up happened, and Hallie got stabby happy, and the group. Theo was actually going to reveal that his arrow wasn't actually. He used 4 doses. It wasn't to kill. It was to comatose. To stay true to Kenna's wish. I never got the chance to do that, and everything kind of happened really quickly, and then I was like, you know what, this actually makes a lot of narrative sense, and I don't want to throw off what's happening here. So I didn't say anything. But that was why I know at one point Kevin messaged me saying, oh, isn't he like dead already? And I was like, no, he's not. I was going to say shortly after that that Theo didn't actually use a lethal dose. But It all happened. So, and I kind of, it made story sense, so I just went with it. But
Yeah.
that wasn't how I intended it to be. I
Mm-hmm.
intended initially for Theo to give the comatose dose.
Well, thank you for admitting, and thank you also for just recognizing that it made sense narratively.
Yeah.
Cedric's a bad guy. What? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. That's it.
I'm also a blood mage.